along the road, just as they were standing. All the lads and lasses there, all with smiling faces, gathered along the Scotswood Road to see the bleeding races. We went to bleeding races.
Oh, it's back through Bartes!
1962 on a summer's afternoon, we took the bus from Bambras and she was heavy laden. Where we went along Collinwood Street, that's on the road to Bladen. Whoa, me lads, you should have seen us gunning, passing the folks along the road just as they were standing. All the lads and lasses there, all with smiling faces, gunning along the Scotswood Road to see the bleeding races.
What's going on, people? Back again, John Sinclair TV again here, and I've got Tony and I've got my favourite podcaster, Macy. Good evening to you.
Good evening.
Good evening. Good evening, John.
How are you doing? You alright, guys? You good?
Very well, thanks. Hope you are too.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
So there you go. I mean, yeah, we're just going to go for the pre-games for Saturday's the weekend's game, and it's opening up as well in the Premier League. And we all know Man City is top of the pile at this moment in time. So, Tony, give us your breakdown on the game on Sunday, mate. Newcastle Man City. Give us a breakdown, mate.
Yeah, so obviously playing the top team in the Premier League from last season. A team that strengthened, bringing Haaland and Alvarez into the side. I anticipate it'll be a tough game to start with. I did go for a 1-1 draw last week in my prediction, although my heart said 2-1, but my head said 1-1. We didn't get off to the best start, give Gundogan all that space to turn and shoot, and but I thought after that we were under the cosh for a little bit there, but we did well, and we stopped them, and then we started playing, and once St. Maximin started attacking Kyle Walker, he had Kyle Walker everywhere, and he looked an awful fullback. He looked like he wasn't even a Premier League fullback, if I'm honest, because St. Maximin just had him all game. And then Almiron had that first shot at goal. If I'm honest, he should have scored. How on earth he didn't hit the back of the net with that, or even have it on target where at least Edison saved it. But to place it over the bar, it was like, the goal's gaping, mate. Come on, score. But he made up for it when that ball coming from St. Maximin, and he sort of hit off his thigh and went in for the equaliser. We obviously had to wait for a VAR check for an offside, which clearly there was no offside because Joe Willock didn't touch the ball. So, so then it went to 1-1. And then a bit later on, we came back and we got another goal. Callum Wilson. Lovely touch, control into the back of the net, 2-1. Just before time, Shaw was taken out by John Stones recklessly. How VAR couldn't give that as a penalty is beyond me, because that was a penalty all day in my eyes.
Exactly.
You might hit him with a knee as well, but it was how reckless he was in that challenge. So they got away with that one, because then it would have been 3-1 at half time. Because I'm pretty sure Callum Wilson would have scored from the spot.
100%.
And then the second half came. They come out a little bit, and then we got that free kick. And what a free kick from the Berry Beckham, Kieran Trippier. He's just brilliant on free kicks, and what a free kick that was. To put that right in the corner. No, Edison got nowhere near. No goalkeeper would have got anywhere near that. So then we were 3-1 up, and we were thinking, right, okay, let's keep this tight for the next 10 minutes or so, and we should be all right. But then they get a corner, then they get another corner on the opposite side. Then John Stones quickly takes the corner to Bernardo Silva, and the ball comes in eventually, and we give the space to Haaland, and he scores and makes it 3-2. And then a few minutes later, again, too easy for them. They cut through us, gave Bernardo Silva space, and he took away a great goal. We were under the cosh after that, but Nick Pope made some very good saves throughout the whole game. His decision making coming off the line is absolutely brilliant. He commands that box well. And even when Sean Longstaff came on and that attempted back pass, which I don't even know what it was because it didn't seem like a back pass. It was just he just didn't really hit it with any conviction whatsoever. Pope had to rush out. Thankfully, he did ahead of Foden, because if not, Foden would have got into that and probably scored. And that would have been a mistake from Longstaff. And then Pope, just before the end of the match, he ran out 17 yards to come and claim a ball in the box. That's why now Dubravka is going to struggle getting back in our team. The only way he'll get back in is if Pope's out with an injury or suspended. But apart from that, there is no way he's getting past Nick Pope. So between him and St. Maximum, because St. Maximum on Sunday was unplayable. Now, I've said this in a previous show, John. If St. Maximum plays like this, week in, week out, this consistency, he will get us up that table. He will win us more games. But he needs to do it more consistently, and that is the problem. You get that game out of him, but then you may get another 2 or 3 games in a row, and he goes a complete polar opposite. So I'm hoping he sat down. I hope Eddie Howe sat with him and said, look at how you've just played. Continue. Even in the interview, Kieran Trippier said, you are unplayable. He says, you need to continue that. Yeah. And even Maxi said to the commentator, I listen to what Kieran tells me. So obviously Trippier is telling him, you must start playing like this more often because you're going to win us more games than we'll lose. And so between him and Pope, but I've got to give it to St. Maxim as man of the match because, you know, his assists and he was on fire. It's very close between him and Pope. There's not a lot in it. If I had to share it, I would share it between the two of them. But obviously, I went for St. Maxim. But overall, it's a great point. It's a positive. We haven't lost. We're still unbeaten. And we're 6th top. And a point against City isn't bad. Because I'll tell you now that there won't be many teams who will batter City like we've battered them on Sunday. Because any team who attempts to go and batter City like we did will get annihilated. And they will get hammered. So well done to Eddie Howe for getting his tactics right and the team. Shame we just fell asleep for them couple of occasions to give them goals. But other than that, I'm not going to moan about it because at the end of the day, we haven't lost. We lost 4-0 last season to City. We've drew 3 this season in such a short time. That's progress in my eyes. Massive progress. So, you know, well done to Newcastle. And let's carry this form on now into the next game against Wolves.
Thank you, Tony. Thanks so much indeed. Good evening to Jay Sweet, Sefton, Tom, Dean from New Zealand, Davey as well, and Gareth. And Maisie looking happy and neat, so she should be. Evening to Paul. Big up to the gang, Big Sure, that's and Ravi. I really enjoyed the Newcastle United game against Man City. It's Mark. I thought Newcastle were class foot. They just didn't have a win. That's and Ravi as well. And I Sefton again. Big up to Robert, your dad. And big up to Jules. I hope Jules is absolutely spot on the day, like she always is. And not saying to hi, Ravi. May celebrate around the Liverpool with a Mackie D's. I'm loving it. No pun intended. That's a Ravi. Ravi's taking the defeat like a guy. I would absolutely love it. Newcastle got either Champions League or European League football. I hope that's the case, my guy. I like coffee. Face's favourite. Thank you, Sefty. I was tripping like Ireland on corners. There's a bit of size difference. Exactly. Bigger to Jade. Hi to Jade to you. It's a bit of Rob. Robert's the best jokes. Rob's talking to Ravi. Wilson's injured, which is bad news. You need to get a striker ASAP. I thought we got a really good keeper in the Pope. We have indeed. And fair play to United, but they need to keep this up against other big teams and Europa Elite. Finally, a sure race could be happy with. So, Macy, give us your breakdown on, by the way, well done you win yesterday. So tough for us. And how did you feel?
I think with the game, a lot of people, I'm really happy with the game overall. I'm glad that we won because we really did need that win. And to get it over Liverpool, it'd be the same if you beat Sunderland. It's just one over on your rivals at the end of the day. But you can see there's definitely improvements, and having having the changes of bringing Malacia in, bringing in Varane in that defence helped out massively. I think Martial coming back as a substitute helped massively as well. I think the team looked a completely different team compared to what I've seen in the first 2 games. I know it's only baby steps at the moment and we can't get too carried away because there's still a lot more improvements to go. There's still a lot of things that need to be changed. But for me, obviously, with Casemiro coming in, the midfield is a lot better already because Eriksen looked great. Even Scott McTominay looked great, and you know how critical I've been of Scott McTominay, and he was outstanding in that game. Yeah. Malacia, how he was able to keep Salah quiet for the majority of that game, knowing that was his first Premier League start, that just shows the level of the kid. To see Martinez, he was outstanding as well, and Jamie Carragher's not gotten anything to say about his height now, really, has he? So, overall, yeah, we played well, but there is still a lot of work to do in the Manchester United team, and you can't get too carried away because you see a lot of fans going, right, we're going to win the league, blah, 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 blah. But come on, people. All we need to do, we need to stay for what we initially planned for and go from there. And we still got some signings to come of Anthony and Gakpo, if that obviously happens. But the first win in 4 years in the Premier League against Liverpool, great, absolutely great. And I think you could really tell that Liverpool was missing out on 1, key players. 2, I don't think they look the same without Sadio Mane. I don't think it worked for them playing Harvey Elliott in the midfield role because he is a winger, in my personal opinion. He didn't suit playing there. And I think if they play Fabio from Fulham, if they started with him, I think it would have caused a few more problems for us. I really do.
Absolutely. And also, in my opinion, I thought Erik ten Hag got his tactics so spot on. Absolutely spot on. Harry Maguire didn't start. Ronaldo didn't start. Yeah? He took a gamble, right? He took a gamble and it paid off handsomely for ETH. I think the fans need to get on, needs to support the guy, right? Give him time. And that Casemiro, when he comes in the team, that's the player you need. That guy, for me, he's absolutely brilliant. He sees things that he can close down. And you know what? He's not quick, but he reads the game like a book. And I like Casemiro. I think he's brilliant. And I think Scott McTominay could learn a thing from him, by the way.
Scott McTominay as well is supposed to be going on loan.
That's the first I've heard of. I know he's been linked with us, Everton, and
he's linked to West Ham on loan.
Wow. I tell you what, he can go there. I wouldn't have him anywhere near Newcastle. Sorry, Macy, but
I wouldn't either. If I was a football fan, if I supported another team and Scott McTominay was linked to my team, I'd be thinking, oh, dearie, bloody me. I'd be dreading it, if you want me to be honest. But while Souček isn't really, I think Souček has been quite poor in the first 3 games for West Ham. He hasn't seemed the same Souček, and they haven't really got, for me, no other midfielders who can compete there to be in that spot next to Declan Rice. So I think even though Scott McTominay's bad, even though he played well, he's not Premier League. He isn't a Premier League player for me in terms of his quality. But one, we've seen what David Moyes was able to do with Jesse Lingard, bringing his career back on track. And for 2, to play with a proper natural defensive midfielder, we'll be able to see is he really a box-to-box midfielder or is he just crap full stop?
Can I just say to you, Macy, I'm holding my hands up now because I did predict last week for Liverpool to win 4-0 against you. And do you know what? After watching that last night, Liverpool looked really, really poor and you looked up for it. And the thing is, yeah, you got the result. You beat them 2-1. But the way Liverpool were last night, they looked absolutely shocking. They look bad without Mane now. Obviously, Núñez is suspended now, and he's not back till after our game. And then you've got Salah. I know Diaz is a quality player, and I know Salah's a quality player, But you look at them, and you don't just look at the fact how bad Liverpool were, but when they gave the first goal away against Jadon Sancho, the argument between James Milner and Van Dijk, that was so heated, and I thought, hang on a minute, they're arguing amongst each other. So in some ways, that's now proven Liverpool are losing the plot in certain areas because now they're arguing with each other. And that's not a great thing to see on the football pitch. So I think Liverpool are looking really poor. I don't know where they're going to... They haven't had a great start the season. They haven't won a game yet, as far as I know.
No, they've drew 2, lost 1.
2 games. Yeah. They're 5th bottom above Everton. And, I mean, to be honest, we play them next Wednesday night at Anfield. And do you know what? I don't fear going there. I can see us going there and getting a result because they are not very good at all. They are very poor. And unless they buck their trend up, which I can't say really, because the only threat we're going to have to deal with is mainly Diaz and Salah, because Thiago Alcantara's not in the team at the moment. He's out injured, so he's a big miss for them. That playmaker. So to be fair, I can see us going there and getting a result, and that would be great. But that Liverpool team last night looked really poor, and I saw a comparison today from somebody that said after 7 years Klopp had been at Dortmund, they started going on a downward spiral. And they said 7 years he's been at Liverpool, they're going the same way. And then I've even seen a Liverpool fan today put on, enough's enough, it's time for Klopp to be sacked and go.
I've seen that Klopp has been, like, all Liverpool fans are asking Klopp to be out. But you look at one thing is, who is about for Liverpool right now to say this is going to be the perfect replacement for Klopp? There isn't any. If you want me to be honest, I actually think the Liverpool fans in a kind of way are spoiled, because what did they win with before Klopp? They obviously won the Champions League, but they hadn't won the Premier League in over 30 years. Klopp done that for them. They didn't win the domestic cups of the FA Cup and the Carabao Cup in over 10 years. They've won the Champions League. They've literally won everything with this guy. And I know it's obviously took him in 6 years to get what he's got, but I would, as a person, as a fan, you would love that. You'd love that rebuild, and then you would want to win them trophies gradually. I think for a manager to compete on the likes of Pep Guardiola's level, you've seen the team at Pep Guardiola's, even his bench could get in the top 4. To compete for him and only losing the league by like 1 or 2 points, I think the fan base for me is quite spoiled in that kind of respect. And another thing is that what I've noticed is how is Liverpool on social media not getting all this stick saying, oh, look how poor they've been all season. You've not heard anything like that all over social media.
Well, that's it. I mean, I can't believe that the Liverpool fans are shouting for Klopp to go. I mean, he's won a Champions League. They've won the league under him. He won the Community Shield for them this year as well. So, the guy's done well for Liverpool. And how can you slate someone like Klopp? You've just got to look at his record. I mean, his record in Germany was second to none. I think if he wasn't committed to Liverpool, I believe now he'd be the German national manager, and probably do a great job for them as well. But, it's just absolutely ridiculous that Liverpool fans are now shouting for him to go out. It would be like us winning trophies and then saying, oh, by the way, we're having a bad start to the season, let's get rid of Eddie Howe. I mean, it wouldn't happen because you wouldn't forget that you've won trophies. I mean, I think if I'm right, John, I think you've got Liverpool down as a prediction to win the title this season. But
No,
I don't
not
think...
me. Man City for me.
Oh, Man City for you, was it? Sorry,
Yeah.
John. Yeah, because I said Man City as well. But yeah, I can't see... I mean, I can see Liverpool being back up there because, you know, as they say, form is temporary, class is permanent. But what they need to do is they just need to get it right on the field. But Mane is the biggest blow for them because he's gone to Germany and he's scoring for fun over there now. They need to get Núñez back after the ban and need to sort out his disciplinary issues to make sure he stays on the field and starts scoring.
Exactly.
Because if not, they're going to fall that far behind Manchester City. They're never going to catch them. And if this is the case, I can see Arsenal maybe being the closest rivals to City, the way Arsenal have started this season.
I agree, guys. Totally agree. We come to Arsenal a bit. Alan, I missed your comment. John, ask you if your mate, Kevin Bridges, can come to all our games just to chill to opposition half time. Give them belly laughs so they don't recover. Okay, man. Evening, gang. Great draw. Looks like we're tired towards the end of the game, but cannot play and then play that blind out. Pastor Jordy, I believe it's your first time. Please hit the subscribe button, mate. If you can, that'd be brilliant. Thank you, man. I got one from Ravi. I don't have Liverpool lose. What's the point in doing that? Good man. Frank tried to hijack the bedroll deal, the cheeky of it. Yeah, I'll comment on later. Ravi, I couldn't believe Liverpool worst game I've seen in ages. They were poor at Liverpool. Very happy. Good evening to John, Mason, Tony. First great result for the Toon, solid team, and a very big congratulations to AC Man U. I've got a day. I took Liverpool after last week, but we'll come on to the rest of it in a bit. Howe said he's not exactly injured. He wants some time scan, just precaution. More likely is though Paul is out for 2 to 3 weeks, mate. How much better Man U and Ronaldo? Offered him much better. Big up to Solo, by the way. Big up Solo. Big United fan. I hope you're okay. United deserve to win against Paul. So big up to Leslie. Chatting. Just keep the ground off the field. You'll be fine. And Johnny B. It's just an off year for Liverpool. Man U are poor side. 1,000%. We won't get 1,000%. Won't get in that top 4 again. 70 mil on a 30-year road.
I didn't predict us to finish 4th in the top 4. I actually predicted us to finish 5th.
Absolutely. I said they'd go 4th this season. Probably, but we beat Liverpool easily. I get that. That's true. Man, he's going to be a big miss. We spoke about that, Paul. And Núñez needs to sort out his disciplinary problems as well. Bobby Clark's on the bench. Lee Clark's son for Liverpool. From Benson St. Kitts, 6 Johnson Airlines for you. Class. Rob for me. We didn't turn up because of injuries, etc. And so I know Firmino drops deep, but he looks like he's playing defensive mid yesterday. Right, we're going to go straight on to the predictions there. Because I've got loads and loads of comments, by the way, which I'd love to read out, I'll comment on them in a bit. So we go through the teams, then the fixtures. We make a decision what score's going to be and how they're going to get on. So without further ado, people, and you can join in the fun as well. The first we're going to talk to is Southampton versus United. And that'll be a tough game, I think, for Man U. I mean, it's a tricky game. Southampton beat Leicester by 2-1 last weekend. Came up from a goal behind and actually won the game. I'll start with you, Macy. It's a tricky game for you, is there?
It is a tricky game, but under the same breath, I look at that Southampton team and they don't look like the Southampton from the last couple of seasons. They don't look like the same Southampton, in my personal opinion. The way we played, if we'd obviously play like that again, the way we pressed, I think we were able to put Southampton under pressure because for some reason they're dropping Shea Adams from what I've seen, and they're playing Armstrong and Aribo as the number 9s, and I don't think Aribo suits that. And you'll know more than me on that, John, because of course you watch the SPL. And I actually think Aribo plays much better as a number 10/number 8 in that midfield role. So I don't think he's getting the best out of his potential. I do think Ralph Hasenhüttl's on borrowed time, not because of him as a manager because of how the team are performing. I've been reading as well that the players are not behind Hasenhüttl. I've read rumours, so I don't know how toxic it is at the moment in terms of the Southampton. I think hopefully what I'm hoping is Man United is gonna look at this and think, right, we've got a great win here. We'll do it again and go from there. I have predicted a win for Man United. I've gone for a 3-1. I just think I think we'll concede because we concede FC, but I think we will get a few goals. And I think if Martial starts, that will be the key one for me. If Martial starts, I think we will be in a much better position.
Yeah, I have to agree, man. Excuse me. I think they'll bounce back. I think United will carry on where they left off against Liverpool. Let me talk about Souček. He's not being his best. He needs dropping in place of Downs. Macy is correct. Without leaders, now Noble's gone. Souček is crap, full stop. And I don't know what's happened to this guy, but it's gone backwards a little bit, unfortunately. I can't lie. But so we come to West Ham later. Tony, Southampton Man U. Macy's going 3-1.
Yeah. Yeah, that would be a tough game because it's never an easy game down at St Mary's. And what Man United got to remember is, yeah, okay, Southampton aren't the best side. They are pretty poor, and but they got that win against Leicester. They were 1 down, they came back to 2-1, and Che Adams got both goals, so he's on fire in that game when he come on as a substitute for Sekou Mora. But yeah, I mean, I can see it being an open game from both sides. It'll be more interesting if Man United give free kicks away outside the area, because then the danger man Ward-Prowse will have his eye on the goal and on the prize. I think it'll be an entertaining game. But I don't think Man United will win it. They got that win against Liverpool, but they're going down to Southampton. And as I say, it's a tricky trip, that one, because it's the travelling as well. I'm going to go for a 1-1 draw on that one, because I can't see Man U beating Southampton 3-1. I can see it being a cagey 1-1 draw, because Southampton won't want to lose it. Man U don't want to lose it. And but then you've got to look at it, a point away from home is better than no points at all. So, yeah, so I'm going 1-1 on that game.
Yeah, I will go, for me personally, I'm going to go 2-1 Man U, and I'll say that because I think they pick where they left off. I think Southampton Horn's not been the greatest. I agree with Macy that Hasenhüttl is still on ball all the time, and I think Ronaldo will come back in on Saturday as well, and I'm sure McGuire as well. Me personally, I keep it as the same team, and yeah, it's going to be a good game. I think it'll be entertaining. I say it's going to be 2-1 to Man United. So Mace will be happy with that one as well. Against Liverpool, I think could beat if Wilson's fit with the high line they play. But as Wood up front, I don't think we'll beat them. That's from Paul. Until Klopp and FSG wake up and see the squad needs enforcements, the same issues will keep happening. Big up to Cass, by the way. Evening duck to you, mate. Big Leicester City fan. And we still got 50 million on the table for James Maddison. Sean Dyche to Liverpool. Wow. Can't see it happening though, but you're right there. We'll take time for Liverpool to take previous year's heights. Man is gone. Down suspended, and Thiago now be injured. Fabinho not fully fit. Third game of the season, starting Milner, Hendo and Elliott. Asking for trouble there, are you? Maxi is going to hurt Liverpool's defence very badly if they don't sort this out quickly. If you play like against Man City, I tell you something, let's be real. I think he's got a fun time. Richard Sports, big up to Rich, by the way. Steve Bruce. And Paul's in the chat, by the way, so he's in the house. Ravi Universitario Mane. I think Liverpool missed him. I think Newcastle beat Tranmere by 5-0. Jay Sweet, I send 3-0. Mace is outside. Bruno Fernandes really annoys me for his constant whinging and spending so much time on the floor. As a fan who watches him regularly, what's your take on this guy, right, for Man United? I mean, I know you're a fan of him.
I like Bruno Fernandes, but I definitely see why he gets on a lot of people's nerves, because he gets on my nerves for the exact same reason. He's whining, he's diving, he's moaning, and I look at it and say Bruno Fernandes was very lucky he didn't get sent off in that game. Because he died first of all, and I thought, you very stupid boy. And then when he was shouting at the ref over the incident with Mo Salah, I thought, you're asking for trouble. You're really, really asking for trouble. And them kind of things is what I hate about Bruno Fernandes. What really grates on me. I can see why it grates on people who don't support Man United, but I'll also look at Bruno Fernandes, what he's done for the club as well. Because we was in a bad situation before we got Bruno Fernandes, and for me, he's actually one of our only leaders, what we've got at Manchester United, and a person who actually wants to play for the club. Even when we was in a bad situation, he wanted to extend his contract at Manchester United. So that really shows that he's dedicated to the club. He wants to be here about a long-term solution for he wants to be a long-term solution there for the club. But I love how he was the person he got us to third place, he got us to second place, helped us in get us the Europa League final, and then kind of things is why I really like Bruno. And when you know Bruno is on form, you know he can help the team out massively. But he's just, for me, he differs opinions. In terms of football, but I love him for that kind of respect, but I don't like him for that other kind of respect. But I always lean more towards the like, because I look at it and think we could have been in a lot worse situation a long time before.
Paul's called it right. He said that Klopp out, Jesus Christ, he's done more than them in such a short space of time. They had more than 20 years. Give me a break, man. And he also added Bruno Fernandes. There's an absolute disgrace of his diving and fearing injury. He's pathetic. I totally agree. Let's go on to
John.
The next. Go on, Tony, before we go on to the next
one. Just picked up on some breaking news there. West Ham is saying defender Emerson from Chelsea on a 4-year deal. So that's Emerson to West Ham.
That's a good signing, by the way. I quite like. He really is that wrong, eh?
A striker, did they say?
No, he's a left back. Left back.
I was gonna say. I thought he was a striker. I was like, striker. No. I was getting confused. But who doesn't Kufel play in that position?
Right back, isn't he?
Back.
Left back is Cresswell.
Cresswell.
Cresswell's good though, isn't he? But he just gets a lot of red cards.
It doesn't say what the fee is or anything. It just says he signed a 4-year deal till 2026. So, don't know.
See how quick they did their business? Get on with it. So there you go. Let's go on to the next one, by the way. Thanks for that, Paul, mate, and on Bruno Fernandes. Brentford against Everton, Mason. I mean, Brentford are having a good season so far. They got beat off Fulham. And Ivan Toney, the striker I really like. And, I think he's going to be on form, this guy, against an Everton team who has not started well at all whatsoever. And there's going to be one winner for that one. I'm going to say Brentford 3, Everton 1. A very convincing Brentford win, Macy.
I've gone to a similar result. I've gone for a 3-0 to Brentford. I think Brentford have got a great attacking threat of Ivan Toney and Bruno, Josh Da Silva as another one. And they've got Wissa, who can come off the bench as well. Everton are so poor. I don't even know what's even going on with Everton, and I don't think Frank Lampard's that right man. He's just in too much pressure. What someone said about Frank Lampard, I never thought of it because I thought he'd done so well at Derby, but they were saying, like, with that Derby squad, he should have got them into the Premier League. And you look at it, and I agree, because he had the likes of Harry Wilson, he had Mason Mount in that team, and I do agree with what people are saying. And it feels like everywhere he has been, he's underachieved. He's not helped. It's not helped him by losing out on so many players and not invest. They've invested in some areas, but not all areas. They've got a fair bit of money for Richarlison, so they should be at least getting a striker to replace him or a winger, whether they want to do. Because I don't see where they're going to get goals from. I really don't. Brentford are, as you mentioned, are on top form, and people would disagree with me on this, but I think Brentford have had one of the best defences so far this season. With David Raya, he hasn't been there's obviously other goalkeepers ahead of him, but he's still an outstanding goalkeeper. And if he's managing to keep the likes of David De Gea out the Spain team, that really shows the what even Enrique sees in him. Because I can see exactly what Enrique sees in him. I'd love him at Man United. I really would. But yeah, 3-0 to Brentford.
Absolutely, I think Ivan Toney scored twice. I mean, a lot of Newcastle fans don't want him back at Newcastle, but I tell you something, Tony. If we get him right, I mean, I'm not sure we're gonna get him, but if he's been linked with us, I'd take him tomorrow. I mean, what do you think of Ivan Toney for Brentford? Do you think he's doing a good job there?
I mean, to be fair, his stats last season weren't too bad, and he started off this season with a bang as well. I think the problem now, though, is because he's had such a good start, there's no way Brentford's going to let him go cheap. And to be honest with you, I can't see him coming back to us because there's always that thing, you should never go back. But I think he's in a happy place at Brentford. I would say maybe more, see how he gets on this season with Brentford. If again he's the top striker and top scorer for Brentford, and he's, his stats are up there, he's going to be on a lot of teams' lists for next summer. But I don't think Brentford will let him go in this window. And depending how well he does, of course, as well, he may force his way into an England team as well. So you never know. But that depends how well he does. But yeah, I think he's done quite well since he's been with Brentford, since he moved from us to Peterborough, and then obviously Peterborough to Brentford. But he needed that move from us because he just didn't get the game time he deserved.
That's it. I mean, look, they've got some good players there. I mean, that Janssens looks good. That Silva, very, very highly as well. And that Raya, the goalkeeper, is absolutely brilliant. Macy likes him as well. And I think he deserves a bigger club as well. And listen, at the end of the day, what's your score prediction, Tony, mate?
Oh, yeah, sorry. Because we're talking about Ivan Toney and then totally went off subject for the match preview. Yeah, I think Brentford will be too hot for Everton to handle, if I'm honest. Man U found that out. Everton are a poor team. They are really poor. I can't see Everton even scoring a goal against them, if I'm honest. And that's whether Gordon's still there by then as well, because obviously there's rumours that Chelsea's going back in with 60 million for him. So the way they're at Man United apart, if they start off like that against Everton, then I fear for Everton big time. Frank Lampard, for me, is not a Premier League manager. And I'll still stick by that when I said it, the predictions at the start of the season, he'd be my first manager sacked. And I still believe that'll be the case. I'm going for Brentford. Do you know what? I'm torn between a couple of scores here, John. But I'm going to go Brentford 4, Everton 0. I was going to say 5-0 because if they go on the attack like they did against Man U, they'll rip Everton to pieces. So I'm going to say 4-0.
Fair enough. I think that's a good scoreline. I'm going to go 3-1. I think Brentford is going to find a way. I think Tony's going to score twice, and I think he's going to have a good season. I think if Everton lose that game, I think Lampard is done. He's done 100%. That's it. He's gone. And I think Newcastle finished 5th. That's a mark. I hope you're correct, mate. Don't give me blinking start on the skip rat stinking useless utter one of the bellends trying to hijack the federal deal. Twat. We're talking about one guy and one guy only. You know, Paul is a legend. But then
well said, Paul.
Remember last week, all these Man U lasted sort of thing. Like, I wouldn't say ripped him a good one, but just a friendly advice, really. But Paul knows the joke anyway.
And Everton can keep their eyes off Miggy as well, because he ain't going there. And why would he want to go to a team that's going to get relegated at the end of the season?
He deserves better than that, by the way. Better than that. Everton, not for me. Not for me. Ramos and Pedro, get a like, sort of thank you, Rav. Big up to the Pun, by the way. He's a great guy I thought United were playing Wolves next. Nah. Man U against Southampton, by the way. Big up to you, Kings Football Show. 3-1 to United. Man United, by the way. Paul doesn't like me saying United. I'll get wrong. One likes to laugh at Liverpool. 2-0 to Man U. Let's go on to the next game, people. We're going to go straight to... it's going to be a attractive game, Macy. Brighton against Leeds United. Both teams having fantastic starts to the season. Leeds, I think they're second or third. Jesse Marsh is doing an unbelievable job there. And those early days, yeah, he brought in back 7 players and somebody he can trust. And you know what? They're doing it for him, man.
Yeah, Leeds have come to a good start, but I still don't rate Jesse Marsh. Even though he's doing good, I just don't rate him. I think defensively they've improved massively, and I even said that before the season ended last season. I don't rate Marsh, but he has fixed up Lee's more defensive issues, and I still stick by that because they're not conceding anywhere near the likes of goals they did under Bielsa. And they always say it's defense that wins you trophies. And I'm not saying Leeds are going to win a trophy, by the way, but defense is a main key of a football team. For me, I think it is going to be a smashing game. I'd probably say it's going to be probably the best 3:00 football game, actually. I've gone for a draw. I've gone for a Brighton 1, Leeds 1. I think both teams will cancel each other out, and it'll get to the point where one will score and then one will get a scrappy goal at the end.
Fair enough. 1 each for the lovely Macy. What about Mr. Tony? This is going to be an attractive game to watch, I think. I mean, this sort of game you want to pay your money to watch. Both sides play fantastic football. And look, at the end of the day, right, I think Brighton's very impressive. Caicedo, I love this player. I think he's terrific. I mean, the back three are solid, you know, and they just, Graham Potter, he's destined for very top, Tony. As to Jesse Marsh, listen, he's doing all right. He's done an unbelievable job for me in a minute.
Yeah, it is. It's going to be a cracking game. It'll be an attack. It'll be a very open game, I think. It's at the Amex Stadium as well, so Brighton's not bad at the Amex. But yeah, both managers have done great. I mean, Graham Potter's done great. Obviously, this is Jesse Marsh's full season now as a manager in England. So this could, you know, it depends how far Leeds go on. I mean, you know, they could go on a run of a few defeats and then they end up in the bottom half of the table and the bubble bursts. We don't know. It all depends. But for this game, I can, like as I say, it's going to be an open attacking game from both teams. But I'm pipping Brighton on this occasion because the way Graham Potter sets his teams up, and I can see it being Brighton and Hove Albion 2, Leeds United 1.
Okay, 2-1 to Brighton, and they say 1s each. This game, I think, is going to be end-to-end stuff as well. Both will play quick football. It's going to be entertaining. Both be open. For me, I'm going to go for a 2-2 draw in this game because I think there's scores in this game, and I say 2s each, and I think both managers will be pretty happy with that, guys. So, yeah. Going back to Emerson Palemi, I mean, it didn't sound much. 15 million it cost, by the way. 15 million. Thank you, Chesway. One at a time. Thank you very much. Rob's like I said, it depends how they play. Any team that good. Talking to Nippon as well. Now, Avatar would take him. He's better than Wood. There's your answer. Thank you very much, Paul. Thank you. Let's go on to the next game. Chelsea against Leicester City at Stamford Bridge. Both managers, for me, is under pressure. Tommy Tuchel needs to get a game from somewhere, but my guy, Koulibaly, is going to be banned for that game. He picked up 2 lemons and that makes a strawberry, 2 yellows makes a red. And for Leicester City, they haven't really got going, haven't they? Sort of thing, like, you know what I mean? Let's be real. I think Brendan Rodgers is under pressure. There's even talks of him, Tony, he could be sacked, or he might have walked away from the club. For me, it's going to be an easy Chelsea win. They're going to get back on track. I'm going to say Chelsea 2, Leicester 0. And what do you think, Tony?
Yeah, Brendan Rodgers is under the cosh, isn't he? But at the same time, I look at it from both sides of it. Yes, he's not having a great start, but also you look at the side where they need to sell a player, Leicester, so they can get some money in the club so they can buy some players, which is, I believe, what's happening at the moment. So if they're refusing to sell their big players, like Chelsea's offered 70 million for Fofana, that's been knocked back because they want at least 80 million. Now, if for the sake of that 10 million, but if they sold him to Chelsea for 70 million, that 70 million would then help them rebuild in the areas that they want to rebuild in. I can just see, I can't see them beating Chelsea at Stamford Bridge, if I'm honest. And after getting beat at Leeds, and not only just by the goalkeeping howler either, but also by the way they were just taken apart at Leeds, and then Koulibaly was sent off. So I can see this being a win for Chelsea. And Leicester were going to remain in the bottom 3 at the weekend. So I'm going for Chelsea to win that game 3-1. And I can see some players may getting anxious at Leicester, might be looking to leave before the end of that window because that team is on a downer at the moment. And I know they've got Vardy there, but he's like 35 now. And, he should be replaced. But yeah, I can't see anything other than Chelsea winning that game 3-1, unfortunately. And that may be Rodgers' last game in charge as well.
Yeah, Lampard, Rodgers be out the door. Sean Dyche might be lurking in the background as well. I think if whoever takes over the club, I think Sean do a fantastic job as well. Rangers dropped Morales. The Rangers second leg squad over fitness attitude problems or concerns. Wouldn't mind taking him as cover for Wilson. Works hard and score goals.
No,
not for me. Sorry.
No,
I like him. I actually like him. You know what? I would actually take him at Man United because I really, really like him. I think he's such a natural finisher. He's so well in the box.
Class finisher, man.
Yeah. The thing what lets down Morelos for me is his tempo. He's gonna get a fair few yellow cards, but he's so determined. He's so hungry. Such a natural finisher. I'm surprised how a Premier League club hasn't snatched up this guy yet.
Look, don't get us wrong. All right, I think he's a decent player. Don't get us wrong. And, I don't like Rangers, but he's done a good job. If you take him out of the team, they're half the team. Without scores, they got Bobber, Ryan, Kent. It's the nearest one to him. But you're right, Maisie. I'm surprised no Premier League is after this guy at all whatsoever. But if he comes to the Premier League, right, I think he'll do it. I think he'll cut in the Premier League. I think he will cut it. He's got pace, he's skillful, he's quick, he's got a good touch on the lad. Personally, I'm amazed no Premier League have gotten, by the way, because his attitude and his temper. That's his 8th red card off his Rangers career. That is a shocking record, by the way. Someone needs to sort out his attitude. If Stevie G can't sort him out, he's going to sort him out. That's the problem. I mean, when he gets sent off against Celtic, I just love it. Absolutely love it. But there you go.
John. Yeah, just on Alvaro Morales. Last year he started 25 out of 26 games, got 11 goals and 7 assists. That was last season. And this season he has got 3 matches, 1 goal, and no assists at the moment. But yeah, he's like you see, he's a good striker. But I wouldn't want him because he's got an attitude problem, and that's the type of player Eddie Howe does not want in the dressing room. So there would be no chance of him ever coming to Newcastle.
Exactly. No chance at all. No chance. I think both matches are under pressure. That's Robert. And I like to say Chelsea to beat Leicester 2-0 and Manchester to join us. And Estupinan slotted into that team perfectly. Nil and assist. Brighton, probably everyone's second favourite team right now, 2 under Brighton. And let's go this on Chelsea 3-0. And Wayne farms up, and CBG keeps slipping up. And Aston Roberts. Maisie, what's the scoreline for the Chelsea-Leicester City game, and how do you think it'll go?
Leicester is shocking, absolutely shocking. I'm actually surprised Brendan Rodgers hasn't been sacked yet. He's been on. I think if he never won that FA Cup for Leicester, he would have been sacked by now. I really do think so.
I do.
I know they've obviously got issues why they haven't signed anyone, but they're being far too stubborn in this transfer window. Even if they sold him for 60 million, they could still get a fair few good players, because you look at the players who Leicester sign, they don't sign big money players. They always sign players from abroad who's pretty cheap and then develop them from there. That's what we have seen of Leicester in the past. So I'm surprised they haven't done anything like that at all. Why they wouldn't want to do anything like that? Because the team they've got is not working at all for Brendan Rodgers whatsoever. At Chelsea, they was shocking against Leeds, but I think they'll bounce from it. I've gone for a 2-0 for Chelsea.
Yeah, that's fair enough. That is fair enough. Morales is controversial, but at least for the last 7 years has scored 30, 16, 80, 30, 29, 17, 18. Most impressive in his scores in Europe. That's a cracking record, the SPL, by the way. And when he cut in the Premier League, I think he'd do all right, but he needs to keep his temper as well. Breaking news, Newcastle 31 mil bid for Martin Braithwaite from Barcelona. You having a laugh, are you? I wouldn't have him. No way. No way.
He's 31.
Yeah,
31.
He's played for the Bar, didn't he, as well?
Yeah.
So
not for 35 million for a 31-year-old. That's stupid money.
Unless your name is Lewandowski, is I could have how many times. Let's crack on. Yeah, Liverpool, Bournemouth, and Bournemouth haven't got going at all, haven't they? Sort of thing. Or they've got no win against Villa since then. 2 straight losses against and Liverpool team has got plenty of injuries at the minute. Darwin Núñez is still suspended. Jordan Henderson, I don't think he'll be fit in time. And look, I still feel Liverpool win that game. And I'm going to go Liverpool 3, Bournemouth 0, despite having the injuries, Tony.
Oh, well. It's at the Vitality, so...
No, it's at Anfield.
It's at Anfield, sorry. Yeah, sorry, it's at Anfield. Liverpool at home are a different animal. I can't see Bournemouth beating them. But then stranger things have happened. Remember 2 seasons ago, Fulham went there and beat Liverpool 1-0 when we were trying to get out the bottom 3, and that was a game we thought Liverpool might go and hammer Fulham, and Fulham won it 1-0 and couldn't believe that. And I thought, they're going to relegate us at this rate. Thankfully, it didn't happen. So I'm going to say 2-1. I'm going to go for a Liverpool win, but it's going to be a very close win, and I'm going to say a 2-1 win for Liverpool. It's not going to be easy. So I think Bournemouth are going to make it hard for them as well. I'm going to go 2-1 Liverpool.
Fair enough. And Macy?
For me, I've gone for something a bit different. Even though Bournemouth has got a win, they haven't looked a bad team. They haven't looked a team for me where I can go, they're definitely going to get relegated. They have still played great football, even though they've lost in games. For me, I've actually gone for a draw. I've gone for a 1-1 draw. And the reason for that is just based off Liverpool. The midfield is so open. They're shocking in the midfield at the moment. And another thing, they haven't shown for me at all this season that they can put more than 1 goal away. It's like they're creating the chances, but they don't have the person to finish the chances. That's what it's like for Liverpool at the moment, and I think knowing that how they are right now, I think Bournemouth is going to take the advantage of that. I've seen Bournemouth before. They have stepped up against teams like Man City's, the Liverpools, the Chelsea's. So, yeah, I've gone for a 1-1 draw. I think Bournemouth is going to take advantage.
Yeah, fair enough. I'm going to go 3-0 Liverpool, by the way. Excuse me, because look, I'm sure Liverpool come back. I know they haven't got the best players. They've got Cobblon's injured, but listen, people say it's been a close game. It's like 2-1s, 1s each, 2-1s, 1-0. That's what Jason's been saying. Yeah, man, I'm telling you, disciplinary record, starting with injuries, got sent off for his hips last weekend. Before that, his last red card's 2019. So it's not like he hasn't improved that. 3 years without being sent off. What an achievement. 1-0 to Liverpool, or Bournemouth above Liverpool. Don't think they are, but he got 3 points each. How many points they got? I think Bournemouth's above Liverpool, you're right. Oh, are they? Yeah, they are. 4-0 to Liverpool. Liverpool win, but could be close. If Salah doesn't score, it's a worry. Who does? Does anyone think the owners will pull out a surprise deal before the transfer window shuts? Wait and see, mate. Wait and see.
I do.
I do as well. But wait and see. I have Salah, Van Dijk, and Trent in an FPL team. They drew 2 against Fulham. So, like I said, I've got to go through Liverpool. Let's go on to the next one. Man City, Crystal Palace. Mace, I'll start with you. Crystal Palace record at the Etihad's not too bad, actually. And they could surprise a few people. But I think Man City will have enough. Just have enough. And I'm going to say Manchester City 2, Palace 1.
For me, both sides are great. Crystal Palace is a great side. Patrick Vieira's turned into such a good team, an enjoyable team to watch. Man City, they did look awful against you. I must be honest. When I watched that game, I do think that you should have got 3 points against them. I really do believe that with the way he's played. It was just a shame that there was just a couple of chances there for Newcastle, what should have been goals, but they weren't goals. And the thing is with Crystal Palace and Man City, however, like you mentioned, Crystal Palace has got a good form against Man City, but I think knowing that what happened last season, Pep's going to look at that further and look at ways to improve upon that. Pep is one of them guys who look at the mistakes from the season before, apart from Champions League, and go from there. Because we've seen it, for instance, like Pep had a bad record against Tuchel a couple seasons ago, and he done well. He won against him in the end, and I think he's been all right since. There's always that one team though who's crap against Man City every single year. I mean, who Man City's crap against, sorry. But I've gone for a Man City win, just knowing it's at home. I've gone for Manchester City 3, Palace 2.
Oh, very interesting. Very interesting. Tony, are you going to go board and go City 3, Palace 2?
Certainly be an interesting game. But I don't think Palace will play like we played against Man City. Because there won't be, like I said at the start, there won't be too many teams will play against Man City like we played on Sunday. There'll only be a select few teams in the Premier League who will do that. I'm going to say this will be a comfortable win for City, because Guardiola will want them buzzing and on fire. So I can see goals in this game. I can see it being a City win, especially at the Etihad as well. So I think it's a tough place to go. So I'm going to say Manchester City 3, Crystal Palace 1.
Fair shout, fair shout. Got one for Robert as well. Newcastle and Everton are Man City's bogey teams. There will be in future. There will be in future. And Christopher Davis got his scoreline set up as well. Good on you, mate. Let's go on to Arsenal, Fulham. Arsenal top of the table. They're playing some wonderful, wonderful football. Jesus has been fantastic. Saliba's doing Saliba's settings, defending properly. Even Odegaard is playing really well. Xhaka to be born again. I look at the Arsenal team, Tony, and I tell you what, right? Can they go all the way this season, or can they get top 4 against a Fulham side who started well and a couple of draws in there, and they beat Brentford by 3-2. Mitchell's been scoring goals as well. I wouldn't go past Arsenal win. I think Arsenal win that game.
Yes, I think Arsenal win that game hands down
easily.
They're playing well at the moment. Second top in the league. You just wonder how long they're going to stay there before it starts going pear-shaped mid-season. And Arsenal fan, because you remember before the season started, Arsenal fans wanted Arteta out the club. They don't like him. Obviously now they love him because he's doing so well. But as soon as it starts going pear-shaped, they'll be shouting for him to go out again. So, and they're a bit of a fickle fan base. But I can say I can't see past Arsenal winning this game. Jesus is on fire. Saliba's doing well. Xhaka looks a reborn player. Looks totally different now. I'm going to go Arsenal to win that game. 3-1.
3-1. Okay. Macy.
I think the game is going to be quite tight, to be honest, just because both teams have been on good form. The way Fulham have played this season, they've been outstanding. Paulinho, I'm not going to stop praising this guy. I will refuse to stop praising this guy. But Arsenal, as you've mentioned, have been so well. Saliba, he's been great. Odegaard got his brace. Woo. I actually don't mind Odegaard because he's in my fantasy football. So I've gone for an Arsenal win, but I've gone for a 2-1 for Arsenal. I think they will concede, but I don't think Arsenal will get that many goals, to be honest, and I don't think they'll be unbeaten. I think it was you said it last week, Tony. Was it you said it last week, Tony, where you said where you thought every team is going to drop points before the World Cup?
Yeah.
And I agree with that. And the thing is that I think Arsenal is going to lose a few games before the World Cup. But obviously Fulham in that game, they will.
Yeah, I think, Fulham's been impressive, to be fair. They have a real scoring goals, especially at home. They scored 5 goals at home this season, by the way. And big up to Fulham. I don't think Fulham get relegated. I think Fulham will be absolutely fine. And they're giving it a real go this time. And I'll go with Macy. I'm going to go 2-1 to Arsenal. I think Fulham will give a good account of themselves. And Jesus will be amongst the goal scorers again. So keep your eyes peeled for this guy. So 4-2 to I Like Coffee. And let's go. We've got 3 games left. We're going to start with Villa against West Ham. Aston Villa, they need to start winning games because I can see Steve G's going to be under pressure. West Ham's lost all their games so far, and they need to pick up the 3 points. They need to start winning games. But since losing Noble, in my opinion, I don't think the midfield's be the same. Souček's been poor, and they got beat off Brighton last week as well. So that's not a good sign. And for me, this game could go either way. But I'm going to take a punt here, and I think West Ham's going to get their first win of the season. So I'm going to go Villa 1, West Ham 2. Tony.
Yeah, I can. Yeah, it's a battle of 2 out of form teams. I see. Well, I've seen it this week on Twitter that Aston Villa fans are starting to get a bit restless with Steven Gerrard now, and wanting him out and things like that. For God's sake, they've only played 3 games. It's not like you played 20 games and you're struggling at the bottom end of the table. You would think with who they've got in their midfield and up front, where they've got the Danny Ings, they've got Watkins, they've got Coutinho, you'd think, they would be a little bit further up the table, but obviously they're not. West Ham, I'm surprised they're second bottom But you're right, what you're saying, losing a legend and a one club man like Mark Noble, because there ain't many of them around these days that stay at one club for their entire careers. It's very unheard of now. That is a big miss. They had chances to beat Forest, hit the bar twice, unluckily. A poor penalty from Declan Rice. So, yeah, they need to sort their up-front options out. But I can see West Ham beating Aston Villa on this one. And that'll heap more pressure on Steven Gerrard, because I believe West Ham are in a false position anyway. And I think this weekend they will do it. So I think West Ham will win this game, but they won't win it by a huge margin. It'll be by the odd goal. So I'm backing West Ham to win this one, 2-1.
Good shout. And Macy?
I think Steven Gerrard has been quite poor as a manager. I think Aston Villa, for the side they've got such great attacking threats. They should be doing a whole lot more better. West Ham have been very, very poor. I know I've already touched on a little bit West Ham earlier on, but I think West Ham is going to get their first win of the season also. But I don't think it will be by a high margin. I've gone for a 1-0 win for West Ham.
Good shout, good shout. Big up to Aaron, by the way. Tete and Paqueta. Tete used to play for Chateau Donetsk, I think, for Lyon. And with the immense Tete right side midfield, 20 or 20 million, looks bloody fantastic. They probably asked for about 40 mil at least for this guy. West Ham Vino Hamad. Big up to George. George, please hit the subscribe button, please, mate, if you can. That will be absolutely amazing. Thank you very much indeed. I believe it's your first time on my chat as well. And we're going for 2 each for West Ham against Villa. West Ham to win 3-1. And have that. Okay. And hello, Paul. Hello, mate. And we're going to go on to 2 more games to go. We're going to go with Wolves against Newcastle United. Now, Macy, you said that we're going to get beat on Man City. You apologised to us and said you're going to lose against Man City, right? Quite comfortably, yeah?
You already said that we'd lose against Liverpool, so it's fair.
It is. It is. You're right.
That is fair, Macy. Yes, you're right. Yeah, we'll give you that one.
It is. I can't win, Macy. When it comes to the quiz, I don't win. Yeah. I mean, Wolves, Newcastle, I mean, that's going to be a tight game for me. What do you think the game's going to go?
I think it will be a tight game. Wolves haven't exactly been prolific as yet. I think they've only drawn 2 games. They've drawn 1 and lost 2. So they got a narrow defeat against Spurs last weekend. Now, last year, when we went down to Wolves in that pouring rain, we were 1 down. Then obviously Jeff Hendrick equalised for Hwang to score yet again and beat us 2-1. But that day, we were absolutely, utterly poor. And for 1 minute, we all didn't realise that was Mike Ashley's last game as owner, because we didn't know that the Wednesday after that game, or the Thursday after that game, that the takeover was going through. So, so that brings good memories from last year, not in the way that we lost, but in the way that a few days after that, the defeat, we weren't bothered about that because we got the takeover and the new owners were in the club. So that was a positive note. But this season, we're a different animal. And a totally different team to what they played last season when we played down there in those horrendous rainy conditions as well. And then we beat them 1-0 at St James's last season. So I can see this being a tight game. But I'm going to say we're going to win this game. I can see us going down there and getting a positive result for a change at Wolves. And I'm going to say 2-0 to Newcastle I'm going to say Saint-Maximin and Bruno on the score sheet.
Good shout. Macy.
For me, I agree. It's going to be a tight game, and I think Wolves were unlucky to not get a point against Spurs because they did put all into the game. I actually think Núñez played very, very well for his first game in the Premier League, and he is only going to get better. I've gone for a draw in this game. I've gone for a 1-1 draw. Just because I think how well Wolves are defensively. They don't score many goals, but the only reason why I haven't gone for a Newcastle win is based off the Callum Wilson situation. I think if he was to be starting, I would have gone for a 2-1 win for Newcastle. But based off the Callum Wilson being out, and I think in then kind of games against Wolves, you need an actual number 9 playing. That's why I've gone for a 1-1 draw.
Fair enough. It's going to be a tight game. I agree with you guys. And if you feel like we did against Man City, I don't see any reason why you can go to Wolves and actually win the game. We've been there 3 times and we've drawn twice and we got beat last season as well. But it's going to be very, very tight. But, oh, by the way, we scored the another draw as well. Murphy got a late equaliser. I'm going to say this time, I think Newcastle will win. And I'm going to go 2-1 in that game. I think Newcastle will have 2-1. I'm going to be brave. And I think it's going to be a good game as well. The second one I was thinking, who's going to score when Wilson's not there? We need a striker in badly ASAP now. Who's Miggy Amir on, mate? And got Aaron as well. Callum was injured already. Yeah, he is. I said on here last season we should have signed to Max. What a player. 2 / Wolves. You never walk alone. That's in kick at. Ballsbin Villa in the Carabao Cup. Wilson meant to be out for at least a month. Finders Newcastle. And then we'll call loan. We've got one more game to go to, guys, and that's Forest against Tottenham Hotspur at the City Ground. I'll start with you, Macy. That should be a Spurs win, but I think Forest will give it a right go.
I think yet again it's going to be a tight game. Just based on Forest, they didn't win the first game, but they picked up since. Dean Henderson's played well. Spurs, even though they've been unbeaten, they've had games where they've not been overly convincing. I've gone for a 2-1 win for Tottenham. I think they'll win, but I think Forest will give the good all, and I think Dean Henderson will save a fair few goals as well.
Yeah, and got word for Newcastle struggling to find non-English manager to Lewis Eddie's boots. Lampard and Gerrard are out of the running. That just sums it up perfectly. Done it. Go on, Tony.
Yeah, can I just say a couple of scores there coming through on the Carabao Cup. Bolton 1-0 up against Aston Villa. Southampton 1 up against Cambridge United. G. Adams on the score sheet. He's waiting for Saturday as well.
Wow. Good luck on that one. Let's go to Tony. Thanks for that, man. Let's go to Tony. Forest Spurs, I think it'll be a good game. And what's your take on the game? And how do you think it'll go?
I think it'll be an entertaining game because both teams like to play attacking football. I watched... When I got home Saturday, I managed to watch the second half of the the Forest Everton game, and they took the lead through Brennan Johnson and then defensive error in Everton. To be fair, Forest probably should have won that game 2 or 3 easily. They could have had 2 or 3 goals. Now that Brennan Johnson's off the mark, I think he's going to kick on. And I hope he does because I think he's a tremendous talent. I mean, when you think he went to Lincoln on loan in League One, ripped it up there, and then stuck in the Championship last season, and he stepped up to the plate there and done well. And now he's straight in the Premier League within 3 seasons, and now he's got to step up the plate, which I think he will do in this league. And I think he will be a very coveted player in next season if he does so well this season. Spurs, we know they've got the attacking threats, the Son and Kane partnership. It's a dangerous partnership, as it proved last season. I can see an entertaining game. And I'm actually going to go for an entertaining 2-2 draw. Because I can see it being end to end. So I'm going to go 2-2.
I'm going to go. It's a tight game. It's a hard one, this one. But yeah, I'll go with 2-2 as well. Because it's not going to be an easy game. I think both teams like to play good football as well. And Forest do like to play football. Spurs want to keep it tight as well and do have a good near the end. But I'm going to go 2-2 as well in that game. I think it's going to be an entertaining game. And looking forward to watching this game, I think. So, yeah, be a good game. Yeah. So, go on, Tony.
Yeah, and obviously Forest are looking for another centre-half, and apparently they're interested in Willy Bolly from Wolves. I hope they do take him because, do you remember the last time we played Wolves? Not last season, I think a couple of years ago, we played Wolves. Yeah. We were 1-0 up, and Willy Bolly scored in the 95th minute with a header. So, yes, I hope he does go because we don't want him scoring against us again.
Definitely not. Definitely not. And you're right. But anyone, what do you think of that, Macy? Forest signing 16 players, maybe 17 this season.
It's a gamble. If it works, it works. If it doesn't, it doesn't. At the moment, it's working. But I think in terms of being in the Premier League, they still got, just like the Championship, they still got 2 other cups to be in. They want to stay in the Premier League, so they need to invest anyway. Second of all, compared to the Championship, the Premier League, say if the Championship's here, the Premier League's here in terms of quality. The tackles are going to be a lot more ruthless. The attacking kind of play, the defensive play, it's gone from 0 to 100 coming into the Premier League. And you need to have the quality of the players, and 2, you need the squad depth. Because if you don't have squad depth, you are going to lose them points against teams that you won't expect. Because that's the thing with the Premier League, is that it's so open. Anyone can win any game. It's so hard to predict. So it's a gamble, but I think at the moment it's paying off. And if they do pick up an injury or so, you've still got a player to cover for them.
Yeah, you're absolutely right, Macy. I totally agree there. What you just said, I can't really add anything to that as well because you're spot on, like you always are. It's a game. It's at a City ground. They're putting me at City ground, mate. Spurs still Forest 0. Ravi Spurs overrated. Who's bottom of the pen right now? Everyone's slated Lingard for not joining them. Wow. And Villans, West Ham at the minute. They are. Villans lose by goal at 0 against Bolton. Question for Maisie: are you worried for when Man U play Newcastle? That's October the 15th.
At this moment in time, it's still baby steps, so I am worried about a lot of teams. But I just have to see on how we get on in a month's time, see how we go from there. But Newcastle are playing great football. The team who I do fear the most at the moment is going to be Manchester City, just based on how they do play in the Premier League and how they are as a team.
Brilliant answer. Are you doing a watch on tomorrow night with the Toon King? I'm not, mate, not in a minute. But I got on Padlock's channel tomorrow, by the way, so I'll be joining him. And I will be back on Watch It On Duties very, very soon. And it will happen as well. And who's Lingard? That's a win. October the 15th, Newcastle 5, Man U 0. I'll be on the plane in Turkey. So I'm looking forward to that as well. So get some sun on me back as well. Question: how do you think Ten Hag will cope in Europa League? I think he'd do well.
He's got to Europa League final before with Ajax, and that was when Donny was in it. So he knows where he can do the Europa League. He's got to a final, so I think he can do well. And especially if we get the more players, as we're saying, we've got the squad depth as well, and players who have played in Europa League / Europe before. So I think he'll do well in the Europa League.
Brilliant stuff. And just before we wrap up as well, I've got ask one of you each. It's Macy's idea. Macy, I'll start with you. Tell us your guaranteed goal scorer this weekend.
I've actually gone for Anthony Martial for this game because Martial does love a goal against Southampton, and he's so hungry. I've not seen Martial this hungry in years, so I think he's a bit disappointed he didn't manage to get a goal against Liverpool. So I think he will end up scoring in this week's game. So especially if he starts. So Anthony Martial.
Martial. Good choice. Now you can have a real holiday instead of pretending to have one with green screen, John. That's very true. Very, very true. And Wayne said as well, City title Haaland hasn't even got out of first gear yet. That's very true. I think he's a decent player. I like him. Jesus, Rashford, guaranteed goal scorer after the weekend. That's you just got to choose one. And J Sweet Joe Linton as well. Tony is going to be your guaranteed goal scorer this season. Till on the weekend.
The weekend. I'm going to go for St. Maximin. And I'll tell you why I'm going to go for Maxi. He had that great game Sunday, and I think he's going to continue his form. Because he's probably now going to realise that he needs to keep up in his game. So I think he's going to give the Wolves defence a torrid time. And I think he's going to cut in from the left and curl one in the bottom corner. So I'm going to say Maxi.
Brilliant choice for me. I'm going to say, I said Jesus last time. Did I say Jesus last time? I'm going to go with, I'll choose a different one. I'll choose a different one receipt, do I? So,
you don't have to. You can pick the same one if you wanted.
So, no problem at all. I'm going to go with, oh, come on. There's loads there, isn't there? There's loads. I'm going to go with, give us a name. I'm going to go with Rashford. Why not? I'm going to go with Rashford this weekend. And well, now he's got a score against Liverpool. His confidence is going to be raised as well. So I think let's get for your sake, mate, he gets that's with one of many. I hope he gets more for you team as well. So I'm going to go with Rashford. All depends how fit United squad steer. And I'm going to say 3-0, Man U 3-0. We go for Chris Woods due a goal. Well, to be fair, man, no. Not in the team. I'm going to shoot off now, John Ladd. Great live once again. May see you soon. I start again. I'm going for a shoot off now, John Ladd. Great live stream once again. May see you soon. Thank you, man. You have a good evening, Connor. And go on, Tony.
Yeah, can I just also say while I was on the St. Maximin thing, I just want to say what a terrific guy he actually is, not just on the football pitch, but away from football as well, off the field. I mean, he was promoting his Helios game last week at a toy shop in the Metro Centre. And what a nice guy to actually say to people that were in that toy shop, go and get what you want and I'll pay for it. And he spent a few grand in that shop because some of the tills you saw going through were like nearly £200 a time. Do you know what? What a great guy. And you don't see many footballers doing that. And you don't see many Premier League footballers actually put their hand in their own pocket and willing to buy like fans' toys from a toy store. So I'm going to say well done to Maxi and lovely touch. And you know what? I know we give the lad stick on the pitch, but off the pitch, what a guy, what a great guy. And well done. And hopefully a few more Premier League players look at that and think, do you know what? Yeah, maybe we should do our bit for community. And well done, Maxi.
Yeah, big up to Alan, by the way. What a guy he is, sort of thing. He's so kind-hearted. He's one of us, right? He's part of the community as well, especially at the West End. And I tell you what, mate, he has been brilliant. Do you have a player like that, Macy, for Man U, who does the thing like that?
What did you say, Sarah?
Do you have any footballer that does a thing like that? Like, do you like a donation and kind stuff as well? Like,
no, I can think of off the top of my head, if you want me to be honest. I know Rashford done all that.
Yeah.
The child poverty thing for the government, that was one what he done. But in terms of coming out of the pocket themselves, I can't really think of anyone, if you want me to be truly honest. One what I would praise, not is I know it's not a Man United player, but Reece James. He actually takes time once a week and works at a food bank, and works at homeless shelters to give food and to work there for a day to serve food for the homeless and stuff. And I think that's even though he's not putting hands in his own pocket, I think it's a really nice gesture to work for charity, which I think is really lovely.
Brilliant stuff. Absolutely class. What about that's brilliant, man. Well done, man. Harry Maguire always giving gifts away. Sorry, Macy. Sorry, but
should probably agree with that, to be fair, because he wasn't playing last night. He didn't give anything away.
Not at all.
The best gift he gave us was sitting on the bench.
Yeah. And Chelsea wants them as well, don't they, I believe?
There's been rumours from what I'm hearing, and Chelsea fans were going mad. But the thing is, Harry Maguire actually works good in a back eight, so because he doesn't get found out as much. So he might actually do well, but it's just a matter of, I just don't think him and Thiago Silva would do well with each other.
Definitely.
Would you pay for his train ticket to Chelsea?
I paid for Dalot's plane ticket to Barcelona, that's for sure.
Oh, brilliant. And let him stay there. Marcus, do hit the subscribe button, mate, if you can. That'd be brilliant. Thank you, man. Damn, Billy, that was funny. Absolutely. Sorry, Macy. Listen, we're going to wrap up there because we've gone through the teams. Tell us your scores. So leave the comment section down below and tell us your thoughts on what the score's going to be. I'd like to see them as well. And before I let you go, Tony, where do you find you on your socials, mate? Like everyone knows.
Yeah. So you can find me down there, and it's Tony. Oh, it's gone off the screen for the moment. There we are. Tony 31 on Twitter. Give me a follow, and I'll follow you back.
Brilliant stuff. And my favourite podcaster, Macy. Where do you find this pet?
Thanks for having me on, John. It's been great. My YouTube channel's there, Devils United, and my Twitter is at 2_MUFC Maze.
Brilliant stuff. And you can find a link on mine as well in the description as well. And if you like the video, if you like what you see, if you're new as well, hit the subscribe button, also hit the like button. Also, please, if you like to super chat, then click on the join button. Click on the $sign. Also, click on the thanks option as well. You could do it on the thanks option as well after the show if you want to. And if you like to become a member, it's 99p. Also doing a match ticket competition as well, so you can get your chance to watch Newcastle United against Bournemouth. So tickets being bought, and it's for members only. So if you'd like to become a member, or you're not a member at the minute, then there's an opportunity you can do that. It's 99p. Click on the join button and you become a member. 99p a month, and you'll be in the competition as well. And thank you. I like coffee. They're amazing. Leave a like on the way. Thank you very much indeed. Tony, great show again. John, thank you. Jay Sweet, thank you so much indeed. I will do backstage quickly before I let you go. And I shall wrap up the show now, and I shall be back for the match. I'll be on Paradox's channel tomorrow. I'll go to the warm-up show tomorrow around about, what time would you say, Tony, for the warm-up show?
I think we'll do it for about 20 to 7, John.
I'm happy with that. We go 20 to 7.
Because then that gives the team sheet will come out 5 minutes later.
Absolutely. We'll definitely do that, man. And I'll get that tomorrow, mate. And thanks for joining. And I should come back on tomorrow on the show. And have a good evening, what you decide to do. Take care. Watch what you're doing. It's a bye for now.